Hi, it's Westy here, and today I'm just going to go through on how I rejuvenate the cork on fishing rods. Normally when I get a brand new rod, rip the plastic off and go straight into sealing it and putting clear coats on my rods. I just like the finish and how they look, and they stay looking new for a very long time. I picked these two rods up at Christmas time, and the bottom one I've already done the process, and this is just a comparison. So what we're going to do is make the top one look like the bottom one. Pretty easy thing to do. All you need to do is go to like a Bunnings or a hardware store, get yourself some Timbermate. I've got it in the pine color because the pine color filler is the closest color that I feel matches the cork that I've got. Best thing to do is find a filler that is very close to the color of your cork or to the color of the fill that the manufacturers put in there as well, so it all looks uniformed and looks nice like original. Next thing you need is some sandpaper. 120 sandpaper is what I need. Pretty basic, and I finish it off with either 400 or 800 wet and dry. You don't need to wet it, it's just to finish off and seal that cork itself so it's nice and smooth prior to coating it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab some 120 grit sandpaper, snap it off. I just use small bits, and what you want to do is you want to clean the cork up first. I find that you achieve a better finish if you sand it first to get rid of all the black marks and stains. Otherwise, sometimes if you don't do that, you won't sand it back and you'll actually see black lines or black markings between your filler and the cork itself. So first thing we do is we hit it with 120. What you want to do, just want to lightly rub it. Slowly roll it in your hand as you go, otherwise you'll get like flat marks in it, flat spots in it. You're just slowly rolling it as you sand it. When it comes to the really close part, to the butt of your rod or up the top here, so you don't scratch it, I turn the paper sideways like that, and I'll actually just give it a light rub this way, as you can see, just lightly, just enough to get that original color of that cork back. Just keep rubbing and spin around like that. If it's not got a lot of markings on it or damage on it, give it a dust, and then continue all the way around. Any spots where it seems to be very dark, you can put a little bit more attention onto it, but just remember, if you sand a lot of cork off, your handle's going to get a lot thinner. So the more you sand, the thinner your handle's going to get. So you don't need to sand a lot of it off. It's just getting rid of all the dark marks. As you can see here, I haven't sanded this part yet, but I have there. You can see the color change already. But then again, yep, same with up here. You just want to turn it sideways, whatever's comfortable for you. And you just want to give it a light rub. Put a little bit of pressure on it, but just don't go crazy and mark your reel seed or the butt of the rod. Once you've done this section, well, then you do this section. This section is a little bit smaller, a little bit tougher, but same again, you just turn the sandpaper sideways just to clean up that section there without scratching. If you're really worried about scratching, you could put like masking tape or something like that on that line there for a little bit of extra protection, or sticky tape or something like that. But I've been doing it for a while, so I just go like this. And when you come to the top part, same thing again. I have to change a bit of an angle, but I do the sandpaper like this, and I rub on top like that, and I slowly turn it. And you want to just give a light rub on the curve. You don't want to make too much of a different shape to what it originally was. On this rod here, they actually use a bit of a different type of cork on there. It's a bit of a closer sort of grain of cork, which makes it a little bit harder to sand. But as you can see there, I've sanded there, and then it's all still dirty there. So I'll get on to sanding this, and we'll get to the next stage. As you can see, the top one is the one that's fully finished, and the bottom one is the one I've just sanded. As you can see, I haven't filled it yet, so just keeping that one as a close comparison. So what you want to do now is get your wood filler. Just put a little bit on your finger like so. Close the lid because this stuff goes off when air gets to it, it goes all chalky. So what you want to do is pretty much where you can see the big divots like this. Some of these may take a couple of goes at filling, but all you want to do is sort of massage it in, send it like a circular motion backwards and forwards and really fill it. So you get that one as well. Doesn't matter if you get it on the cork anywhere, like it sands off anyway. We're going to do a fine sand over it anyway. So you just keep massaging it in until you feel all the crevices and all the corks pretty much filled in. Sometimes I find filling it like going this way helps it fill into the gaps better. And then just those ones on the ends, right on the ends there, want to fill them up too. It's water based, so don't worry about if you get it on your reel seat. You can wipe it off with a damp cloth later on. But pretty much, yeah, you want to keep going. It's another big one. Just keep going and complete this process till the whole rod is covered. Don't want to, if you can help it, you don't want to leave any big excess lumps. It makes it harder to sand. So you just keep rubbing it in, and as it dries, you'll find it start to powder up a bit. If you need more, get some more. Put the lid back on so it doesn't dry out. Same thing again, smear it around. Definitely find using your thumb is a way to go. Your wrists get a bit of a workout, but that's alright. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. More. Just really helps at this end to spinning it around that way. Whatever makes it easy for you. You might have your own technique of putting this on, but this is just what I found easier for me. Alright. As it dries, you can see it sort of powdering up. Just keep doing that. Keep rubbing it in. You can let that section dry if you want, and then you can hit this section while it's drying off. These corks have been really weathered. Keep it going. So as you can see there, it's really starting to dry up, the colour's changing, and you can give it a rub with your hand. What it does is it gets a lot of the excess off, which makes it easier to sand. As you can see there, it's starting to really take shape. Same with this section, just give it a light rub. So, Really simple thing to do. It's not hard at all. Doesn't take very long at all. Get the sandpaper. Get the sandpaper back. Once it's fully dry, which doesn't take long, it's a pretty windy day today, so all you need to do now is just same thing again. Lightly sand it. Lightly, I slowly roll it as I go. Just so I don't get any flat spots in the cork. If you leave it on thick, you'll find that your sandpaper will clog really quickly. So you can just find a new section of your sandpaper. You'll know when you're sanding the fill off, because you'll get the nice cork color versus a really light fill color. So you just keep going until all the fill is off. If it clogs up too much, let's get some more. I'm just getting the fill out of the line between, or the gap between the real seat and the cork itself. You can use it to a few different things. You can use your fingernail or a toothpick or something like that, but I just use the edge of the sandpaper. The fill at this stage is sanded off. If there's any little crevices or any little things that you want to re-hit, because as you do sand, sometimes the fill itself will pull out. So I've got a little chip there that I want to do, so you just get a little bit more. You just massage that in, let it dry, and sand over top of it. So you can do this as many times as you want, just to get all the imperfections out of it to a standard that you like. Just get back into sanding, sand it back again. When it comes to sections, you'll find there's a lot of dust on here, but we'll clean it all off. But sections here, if it's straight up and down, if it's a sharp edge, that's where your cork will normally chip out. So if you want to stop that, all you need to do is when you get your sandpaper in here, just lean it over and just put like a slight curve or a little bevel on it. That's it after that stage. It's all filled, looking good again. Last bit, 800. All we're doing with the 800 is I grip it and just spin it around all the way down. So what you do from this part onwards is up to you. I like to use a single polyurethane, 2 coats. It's cork, it's very thirsty timber, well, it's very thirsty material, so I use 2 coats because the first coat just soaks in really quickly. But it's up to you what you want to do from this stage. Some people just leave it like this. Some people put waxes or other kind of coating materials, but I go for polyurethane single pack. I like the glossy look. Yeah, it's up to you, but hopefully the video itself helps you out with restoring your cork on your rods. So if you enjoyed this video, got any good information from it, please like, share it, comment, even comment some of the experiences you've had or any other techniques that you've got that I might be able to use the next time I'm restoring some cork. But thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. See you next time.